What's up, guys? It's Charles Schmabe here, and you may notice I'm not wearing a shirt. Why am I not wearing a shirt? Because I was like, if my guy, Evan Shai, doesn't have to wear a shirt in his videos, I don't have to wear a shirt in my videos. Why doesn't Evan wear a shirt in his videos? Because he's built like Hercules. I mean, the guy's a good-looking guy. He's got a smile like the Ark of the Covenant. It'll just melt your face off. I'm just kidding. But if you guys are serious about fitness, you should check out my guy, Evan Shai's Chi-Town Fitness YouTube page. I'll put a link down here so you guys can see it, and you guys can check out his page. Because that dude, if you're serious about working out, that guy is like, he's like ripped, like ripped. Anyway, I'm not wearing a shirt because it's summertime in Chicago, and I ran here to do this video because I was outside, and I was talking to people online, and I was like, hey, they're asking me how when I started sectioning my dreads and doing my dreads, how did I do it? And I was telling them about like the flea comb and how you got to use a flea comb to do it. And so I couldn't find anything to really use, so I found this is awesome, right? So we have a costume trunk here at our place, and why do we have a costume trunk? I don't know. We like to have fun. We like to wear costumes. We have there's parties and stuff. I don't know, from Halloween's and whatnot, but I found this red wig here, so we're going to dread it up today, and I'm going to show you how we do it. So yeah, people ask a lot of questions usually, like, how do you start your dreads? How do you start them? How did you get dreadlocks? How did you section? So I'm going to show you. So basically, I'll have to imagine that this red wig here is my scalp, right? So this is my hair, right? And this thing here is like, this is my hair, right? So we're going to do this thing, okay? So this is my red hair. So basically, when you start your dreads, you're going to need this right here. This right here is a flea comb. It's VIP flea comb. It is a hard plastic, if you can hear that or not, and these are metal bristles. If you're using like a typical regular comb, it's going to be like one of those like black combs that you get like the gas station or wherever, Walgreens, whatever. They're going to be flimsy. When you're using them, especially because with dreads, you're trying to, the whole key with starting dreadlocks and back combing, like the way I started, you really want to tighten it down as tight as possible to really kind of get the dreadlock nice and tight and formed right off the bat. That's the key to having a nice, clean, tight dreadlock right off the bat. So if you're using one of those plastic combs, it's just going to break off. The teeth are going to break off, and it's going to be flimsy. It's going to bend. So you're not going to be able to get like good kind of like grip to really tighten it down. So here's what we're going to do. So you have your scalp, and you're looking in the mirror, and you're doing your scalp thing. So here's what you're going to do. My dreads, I section them off anywhere from around like, I would say maybe an inch square to like a half an inch, somewhere right between that area. So inch to inch, half an inch, which basically is something along the lines of like this. You look at your head, and like there's two ways to do it. You can either just do it, like go for it, start off the bat, and be like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and just section my dreads and start doing it like this way, whatever, just like not really sectioning, but kind of just doing it as you go. Or you can take rubber bands and section off the entire the head, so that way you can have like pretty symmetrical dreads. I didn't do that when I started. I just kind of was like, I'm gonna go for it because I didn't have these videos and I had no idea what I was doing. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do what I do. But in hindsight, I would say like some of my dreads are a little bigger and a little smaller. It's not a big deal because they're not like crazy. I was not far off. But if you want to go like be like super neat about it, go ahead and section them off ahead of time, rubber bands, then do it. But anyway, so here's what we're gonna do. So you basically take some hair like this, and I would say actually like hair about like this much here is probably about what one of my bigger dreads is, like something like this. So you can either do like this much, or you could take it down to like maybe like a little bit less like that much hair really. That much hair will give you a nice kind of like. My dreads are up. I can't grab them, but it'll give you a nice little dreadlocks. But we'll start with this size like here. This is like a good size, maybe a little bit less, maybe. What you also can do is a trick to this is this: if you're doing it yourself, good for you, man. I'm glad you're doing it, or female, woman. That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing it. But I would start in the back because that way you can kind of figure out. Because in the back, no one really sees the back of your head usually. That way you can kind of figure out exactly what size you want, and then it's not a big deal. It's already in there, and it's going to blend in anyway. Instead of doing the front, where if it's too big, you're like, oh, everyone's going to see it. You can also kind of do this. When you take the hair, you can kind of twist it like this, and you'll get an idea of how thick it's kind of going to be. I mean, it's going to be a little thicker because you're going to bunch it up, but it'll give you a general idea of how the thickness. So basically, moving on, you'll take the hair, and you'll section it off like this. You have your hair, and you section it off like this. Take your flea comb, start at the top, just like so. This way, and just pull back. So what's going to happen is, see how it's kind of like, as you can see right here, it's already kind of starting to knot right there. The hair is going to come down, and some of the loose hairs are going to slide right down with it like that. Boom. See that right there? It's already formed a little bit of a knot, like right off the bat. Like it's actually kind of thick right there already, like right off the bat. And you're going to keep doing this process over and over and over and over and over again. And eventually you're going to get less and less hairs, and it's going to get really knotted up. This is getting very matted. It's like teasing your hair, basically. It's getting very, very matted up. So you're going to keep doing that over and over and over again until you form a nice, cylindrical, tight dread. Obviously, this isn't real hair. This is like plastic hair, so it's not doing as well as it could, but you can see right off the bat that it's knotting up, and that's how you do it. So afterwards, we'll say we've done that part, and we've gone through and we've sectioned off all the dreads, right? And everything's kind of like looking cylindrical. At that point, what we're going to do again is, after it's all dreaded up, and we're going to say this is dreaded up like this. What I'll have you guys do is, what I did at least, is this. I went in, after it was dreaded up, and like these are already formed like cylindrical dreads, I went in and I started at the base, like not exactly the root, but a little above the root, and I just put the teeth in the dreadlock like that, and then I pulled down one more time. And that takes all that loose hair and the matter you've already kind of dreaded up a little bit, and it really tightens it down. And after you do that, you move up a little bit higher than that, just like that, and pull down again, and a little bit more, and keep doing that. And by the time you're done with that dread, it's going to leave like a little bit on the end that's loose and kind of like that you can't really dread because it's too hard to get to. But everything else will be dreaded and tight and pulled down nice and neat. And I mean, like when you're going for like dreadlocks the way I have, which not everyone wants, but hey, if this is the style you're going for, back comb is the way to go. And as you're pulling it down towards the end, you're going to notice that those dreads are getting really, really tight and really, really symmetrical and kind of cylindrical right off the bat. And you don't have to worry about like the whole twist and rip where you're just basically going like this. You're taking your hair, twisting it up, and you rip and you twist. And first off, that takes a long time, and it forms kind of a messy, I'm trying to be polite here, loose dread. And I think backcombing is much, much better. So basically, yeah, all you're doing is just sectioning it off. Choose your size, anywhere from like, if you want my size, it's 1 inch to 1.5 inches, depending. Just start in that area, a square. Inch squared, it's boom. It's going to section it off right there. Take the hair, and twist it up. Take the hair, section it off like that. Comb in, start at the top, pull down. Keep going, pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down. Pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down. Oh, see that? Like you can see right there, it's already starting to knot up like that. Like it's, and this is fake hair, and it's starting that quickly. And so as you do that, you'll keep going in, down, 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 and basically it's going to form a nice. That's kind of cool actually. It's going to form a nice tight dread. So that's how I did it. Start off just by sectioning it, or not if you don't want to. If you want to go freehand, go ahead and do that too. Flea comb, major player. Pull down, knot it up. Pull down, knot it up. Pull down, knot it up. Once those are all done, once you're done the last step of going through and pulling it down one more time, take the dread and just give it a little twist, like half twist, like you've seen in some other videos. Half the little twist, take a rubber band at the end, rubber band at the base, the root. Also then go and rubber band it at the top as well. And that's going to, and actually what I would do personally as well, like what I did with mine when I started. People say don't use rubber bands, but I rubber banded all the way through. I started at the bottom and then rubber banded the top so nothing came undone, and then I would section off like in the dreadlock itself, like 1 inch, maybe each spot or ½ inch, and I'd put a rubber band in there, and that really holds it nice and tight. And people are going to say, oh, it's not going to tighten up. It will. I promise you it will. It's going to keep your dreads looking neat and tight. And when that rubber band falls off, you decide to pull it off, that little area right there is going to be super, super tight. I guarantee you. Like that's how I started mine. And obviously you can see from my other dread videos, that's how it worked out. So yeah, get some rubber bands. And also, when you do rubber bands, make sure you get colors that, I mean, you don't have to, I guess, if you want to stand out. You can get, rainbow colors and make your hair look cool, but you just get rubber bands that match the color of your hair, or get the clear ones. They won't stand out as much. So that's how you do it. That's how you section your hair. It's really, really simple, and that's how you backcomb. I mean, it's easy stuff here. It's just taking the time to do it. So basically, section it off, pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, rubber band it all at the very end, and that's all you need. If you have any questions, comments, you need help, ask me and I'll help you, man. I mean, like, it's cool. Like, I'll give you some info or whatever I can do. Or if you're like live streaming, you're like, hey Charles, how do I do this part? I'll be like, let me show you. Whatever. Let me know. I'll help you guys out. That's what I'm here for. I want to help people out. I want to help people have good dreads. Yeah, that's all I've got, I guess. You can like and subscribe down below. You can follow me on Instagram, which is my choice of social media. You can find me, it's Charles Mabe, by the way. You can find me on Facebook, Charles Mabe, and you can email me at charlesmabe@gmail.com.